As the time has come, we will now begin the Mission 2 SMBC and HAKUTO-R Venture Moon Media Briefing. To all of you, both on site and online, Happy New Year. My name is Kevin Zaleski, and I will be your moderator today. Thank you. First, let me introduce today's speakers in order of appearance. Takeshi Hakamada, CEO, ispace Inc. Ryoji Ue, CTO. Yoshitsugu Hitachi, Mission 2 General Director of Development. We're also honored to welcome special guests, Mr. Tanaka from Citizen Watch and Mr. Kusakabe from Citizen TIC. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Now let us watch this video clip. Now, Mr. Hakamada, our CEO, will extend New Year's greetings. Hakamada-san, please. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Hakamada, CEO of ispace. ispace will start the year 2025 with a truly new challenge, the launch of Mission 2. Last year, we reached the final stages of launch readiness with the completion of the Resilience lander and Tenacious rover for Mission 2. Also, to lay the foundation for future commercial missions, all employees have dedicated themselves to tackling numerous challenges and steadily advancing subsequent missions and business operations. It was a year of thorough preparation and commitment. On January 4th, we launched a domestic promotion campaign titled, "Let's ensure Japan does not become a nation where failure is not an option," to raise awareness of Mission 2. The message behind this campaign is that failure must not mark the end, and we hope to encourage people to never give up on taking on new challenges despite the fear of failure. As ispace, having experienced failure and disappointment in Mission 1, we believe that only by accepting and learning from failure and trying again can we truly move forward. Through our renewed challenge of landing on the moon with Mission 2, we hope to convey to everyone across Japan the importance of perseverance and embracing challenges. Instead of leaving the future to someone else, we are opening the curtain of a new chapter to try again with our own hands. All of our employees and families who always walk with us, our shareholders, HAKUTO-R, partners, our valued payload customers who have entrusted us with their precious cargo, and government officials who continue to share and believe in our vision, and members of the media who are with us today, together with the support and thoughts of everyone who are committed to making Mission 2 a success. Through our renewed challenge of a lunar landing and our first attempt at lunar exploration, we aim to make this a year filled with excitement for people around the world. We look forward to working with you again this year. Thank you very much, Takamada-san. Now I would like to continue with a greeting from Mr. Ujie, CTO, followed by a talk about the mission of ispace. Mr. Ujie, the floor is yours. Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Ujie, CTO. Last September, we unveiled the actual flight model of Resilience and the Tenacious rover, which was developed and manufactured by our European subsidiary, to the media for the first time at the JAXA facility in Tsukuba, Japan. 4 months has passed since then, and Resilience and Tenacious are now waiting. And we have experienced quite a few issues. However, we have overcome one by one. And the Resilience and Tenacious are now waiting for their launch toward the moon in Florida, USA. The launch following Mission 1 is part of the private lunar exploration program, HAKUTO-R, and serves as an R&D mission aimed at conducting a lunar landing and exploration using our independently developed lander and rover. This endeavor will lay the foundation for future commercial space resource development, with all the experience and knowledge gained being fed back into subsequent missions. The results of this mission will also play a key role in identifying potential technical challenges and improving technologies for Mission 3, currently being developed by our US subsidiary, as well as Mission 6, led by Japan. In Mission 1, about a year and a half ago, we challenged lunar landing. At the time, we came so close to success, and that left us with a sense of regret. Now, approximately a year and a half later, we are ready to rise again with the challenge of Mission 2. The journey is about to begin. Please look forward to it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ujie-san. We'll now hear an update on Mission 2 from Mr. Hitachi, Mission 2 Development Director. Thank you, Mr. Hitachi. Happy New Year, everyone. I am Hitachi, Mission 2 Development Director. Now, I will talk about the current status of Resilience Lander. The Resilience Lander, assembled and tested in Tsukuba throughout last year, successfully completed all tests at the end of November. It was then packed into a dedicated container and shipped to the launch site in Florida without any issues. The arrived lander was transported to the launch site facility last month, December 2024, and has since entered the final stages of preparation for launch. Currently, tasks such as fuel loading and final electrical checks are progressing smoothly. The Resilience Lander will be launched aboard SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket in collaboration with Fly Aerospace, a private US company of lunar exploration. This marks the first time in history that two private companies aiming for the moon will share a single rocket. Following M1, we believe this launch will represent another historic milestone in lunar exploration. And I am very excited. Now, let me explain how the two landers will separate and proceed toward the moon upon this shared launch. After the rocket launch, as you can see, Firefly's lander, Blue Ghost, will be separated first. Following that, the Falcon 9 upper stage booster will reignite and perform a brief burn to place the Resilience lander into its designated orbit, completing its deployment. While the burn itself is very short, it is a crucial boost to ensure each lander is placed into its intended orbit. Subsequently, the Resilience lander will utilize a low-energy transfer orbit, similar to Mission 1, and proceed toward the moon while achieving various milestones, which I will explain later. The journey will take approximately 4 to 5 months, culminating in its arrival at the moon and a successful lunar landing. I will now explain the milestones. Following Mission 1, we have set 10 milestones for the lander to land on the moon. The first milestone will be achieved, which is being done at the launch site as we speak. This will be achieved upon the completion of launch preparations. In Mission 1, we set a similar milestone by successfully completing the development of our second lander. And in the second Mission 2, we have successfully completed the development of our second lander. Bringing it to the point of launch is considered a significant achievement for us. The second milestone will be achieved upon a successful launch. Following this, after the separation is complete, the control center in Nihonbashi, MCC, will establish the first communication with the lander. The lander will then achieve some pointing attitude control, ensuring it is oriented toward the sun to begin generating the required power and charging its batteries. We'll verify that there are no issues with communication attitude or power systems, as well as confirm the proper operation of other systems. This will mark the achievement of milestone 3. During the critical early operational phase. Tasks such as the first orbital control maneuver will be carried out, while verifying the functions necessary for the Resonance lander's mission. Reaching this point will signify the completion of milestone 4. The next milestone is called lunar flyby. It often happens in space mission. The lunar flyby will leverage the moon's gravity to accelerate and gain the required velocity for the journey toward the moon. Unlike Mission 1, due to the ride-share arrangement with Firefly, the process will differ. After entering Earth's orbit, the spacecraft will perform a lunar flyby, transitioning into a low-energy transfer orbit. While Japan's SLIM mission has already demonstrated this technique, this will be ispace's first attempt at such a maneuver, a lunar flyby. However, there is no need to modify the software or hardware of the lander from M1. Based on the orbital plan and operational achievements of Mission 1, we're confident that the mission can be carried out reliably. It will then complete all deep space orbit control maneuvers before reaching lunar orbit. I'm going to omit milestones 6, 7, and 8 explanations, but if we achieve milestones 9 and 10, which we missed last time, our second attempt to land on the moon will be a success. This time, however, landing will not be the end of the mission. After landing, we will establish a steady state of the lander and to secure a line to the ground station on Earth, and finally begin operating the payloads entrusted to us by our Mission 2 customers. This time, ispace will transport a total of 6 payloads to the moon. These include the Kasago Thermal Engineering's Lunar Water Electrolyzer, Iglena's Algae Cultivation Experiment Module, the Deep Space Radiation Probe from Taiwan's National Central University, Bandai Namco's GOI Universal Century Charter Plate, Sweden's Moon House, and the Tenacious rover developed by ispace Europe. In addition to these payloads, a UNESCO memory disk, which preserves humanity's languages and cultural heritage, is also on board. In Mission 2, ispace will conduct its first operational lunar exploration using the Tenacious rover, which it developed. This marks an important first step in resource exploration, a key initiative for the future establishment of a cislunar economy. The rover deployed from the lander on December 17th of last year, ispace obtained a permit for the exploration and development of space resources from the Cabinet Office under the Space Resources Act, designating Mission 2 as a project to build upon the experiences of Mission 1. Among the mission's objectives, if regolith is successfully collected on the moon and its ownership transferred to the customer, NASA, it would mark Japan's first ever commissioned a commercial transaction involving lunar resources. Thus, Mission 2 serves not only as a renewed attempt at lunar landing, but also as the first step toward further lunar exploration. In addition to Firefly, there are 2 other private companies in the United States conducting lunar exploration, making them competitors for ispace. However, we're by no means engaging in a competition for lunar landing. Rather, we are uniting our technologies for the future of humanity aiming together for the moon to advance lunar development and establish the cislunar economy. The rover deployed from the lander will take on a very important role of this mission. This will be operated from the control room in Luxembourg by the control room in Nihonbashi and the lander. It will conduct surface operations on the moon, capture images of the landing site, deploy the moon house payload, and collect lunar regolith. We're truly delighted to undertake this mission alongside the many individuals who support it, including the engineers and employees who have developed it with us thus far, as well as our customers and shareholders. Together, we aim to take on this challenge and achieve success. In Mission 1, we experienced some setbacks, but not only the members who experienced that, we also have new members in our company. Together with all of us, we would like to take on the new challenge, and I am very happy to be able to do so with everyone. In conclusion, I look forward to sharing more good news with all of you who continue to support us in the near future. And that concludes my explanation. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hitachi-san. Now it is time to unveil the Mission 2 countdown clock. First, I would like to invite Mr. Tanaka, Director at the Advertising Department, Business Planning Center, Citizen Watch, to give a few words. Mr. Tanaka, the floor is yours. Happy New Year, everyone. And thank you for inviting us here today. As part of our collaboration with the HAKUTO-R program, Citizen Watch has once again contributed to the mission by providing components made from our proprietary material, super titanium, which has been adapted for the landing legs of the lander. We have also released a collaboration model with HAKUTO-R from the Atasa series, starting with the first model in June 2022. We are now on the fifth model, as you can see, and it has been met with an extremely positive response. We are truly delighted to provide the countdown clock again that will mark the time leading up to this ispace's second challenge and accompany you as we approach the big day. We wholeheartedly support you. Thank you very much, Mr. Tanaka. Next, we would like to invite Mr. Kusakabe, Deputy General Manager of the Sales Division and Director of the Sales Planning Department at Citizen TIC, to say a few words. Mr. Kusakabe, the floor is yours. I am Kusakabe. For Mission 2, we're once again unveiling the countdown clock. The countdown timing system uses the same time server as the one installed in ispace Mission Control Center, playing a crucial role in keeping precise time during the launch and lunar landing phases of the mission. This countdown clock system was productized based on feedback from the previous mission's operations. On behalf of Citizens PIC, we sincerely wish for the success of this mission. Thank you very much, Mr. Kusakabe. Thank you very much for your patience, everyone. The moment to unveil the countdown clock has finally arrived. On behalf of both companies, Mr. Tanaka and Mr. Hakamada, please come forward to the clock. Those with the steel who have difficulty taking photos, please come forward as well. Members of the media, are you ready with your cameras? Please gently pull the rope in front of you at the cue of 3, 2, 1, open. We will also take a commemorative photo. Now let's begin. 3, 2, 1. Mr. Kusakabe, Mr. Ujiya, and Mr. Hitachi, please join us for a commemorative photo. I'd like to ask Mr. Hakamada to comment again. Those who are on stage, please be seated. Hakamada-san, please. Mission 2 launch is just 6 days away. On January 15th, 2025, ispace will once again aim for the moon. With the goal of building the future of the cislunar economy envisioned by ispace, we aim to move forward together with our employees, corporate partners, shareholders, customers, government officials, and everyone who believes in and supports us. Thank you very much. I look forward to working with you, everyone. Thank you very much for your time today. Thank you, Hakamada-san. And that concludes our media briefing event. Following this, we will have a Q&A session. Please allow us a moment to prepare for the transition. For questions from online participants, please use the Zoom Q&A feature to submit your questions. Kindly include your media outlet name and your full name as well. We will read them over here and answer them. Please note that we will allocate a separate time for taking still shots of the countdown clock after the Q&A section. Thank you for your understanding. Now we're ready to begin the Q&A session. I will nominate the person who raised their hands, and the staff member will bring the microphone to you. Please state the medium and your name before asking your question. Please remain seated for questions. The one in the first row, please. Ishikawa Yomiuri Shimbun newspaper. Regarding the launch date, I'd like to ask a question. The launch site will be Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Thank you. Additionally, some minute points. The separation time after launch that is scheduled will be a little later than compared to mission 1. Yes, as mentioned earlier, as we have a share ride arrangement with Firefly, that'll take approximately 1.5 hours after launch for our lander to be separated. And because of the share ride arrangement, the orbit will also be different this time. So the flyby will be conducted after going around the Earth. And as was mentioned, it'll take 4 to 5 months after launch for the lander to reach the moon. So it seems almost the same timing as mission 1. Yes, it is correct. The time it takes for the lander to reach the moon will be almost the same as mission 1. However, we will have the flyby. It'll take 1.5 months, and before that, we will have the lunar flyby, and the lander will also travel through space, deep space after that. But the total timing will almost be the same as mission 1. Thank you very much. The next question, the one in the second row. Thank you very much. Hirata from NHK. Before I'd like to ask you about the technical questions, I'd like to know how you're feeling right now. Allow me. In the presentation today, we shared about how you feel somewhat. To me, mission 2 will be happening after our experience of mission 1. So I'd like to leverage the experience with mission 1. I'd like to work together tightly with our team to make it a success. I am excited, as well as nervous and gutted. But whatever we need to do will be the same. We'll just focus on that and hoping that we can come back to you with good news after all this. First of all, I'm happy to be able to report to you that the development process is going very smoothly. And with the experience with mission 1, I'd like to leverage that. And including everyone in the team, we are doing our best. And we're very excited about this whole process. Mission 2 builds upon the experience of mission 1. So as is mentioned, it is our utmost importance to focus on what we need to do one by one. And we're doing our best to be able to do that. Thank you very much. In your greetings, Sakamada-san, there's a mention regarding how to receive failure. How do you feel about that? Right. In my greetings, I mentioned that regarding the promotion to domestic audience to not to make Japan a nation that does not allow failure. In order for Japan to grow, or for everyone to grow, just focusing on success would not deliver. We have to also create an environment where we can challenge again and again. Along those lines, we were aiming for success in mission 1, of course. However, unfortunately, we did not achieve that, but that was still worth it to challenge. And even if we cannot succeed, gaining knowledge and experience will make the likability of the success next time much larger. So in such spirit, we would like to keep working. I would like to share this spirit with everyone. And I'd like to make this mission 1 a turning point for everyone in Japan to keep challenging without worrying about failures. As for the launch date and time, according to the countdown clock, it seems like it'll be about 13:11. Is that correct? 1:11 p.m. Yes, Japan time on the 15th. It'll rather be 15:11, so 3:11 p.m. Japan time. And it takes 45 months for the lander to reach the moon. So it'll be probably May at the earliest. Yes, we are forecasting at the end of May through early June, but it'll all depend on how the flight goes. So if that's the case, at the earliest, the lander will reach the moon at the end of May. It could be early June as well, depending on how it goes. So it'll depend on the space condition. So the precise timing, as soon as we find it out, we'll share with you. So rather than the earliest, or focusing on the earliest timing, we should focus on the end of May through early June. Yes, that should be the way at the moment. The one sitting in the front row, please. Kodama, Nihon Keizai newspaper. I have 2 questions. One is regarding the landing site, the target site. How much do you know already? That is my first question. And regarding the regolith collection transaction, Hitachi-san mentioned this will be Japan's first, but globally, this will not be the first time. Is that correct? That is my second question. And back in September, in the media briefing, we explained this. Marfiguras will be our landing site. That is what we are targeting. That's what we announced back in September. Based on experience with mission 1, we selected carefully our landing site as well as the flight routes, the trajectory. As for your question number 2, allow me to answer. So the transaction of the space resources, regarding that, currently, as far as we understand it, there's no one who has done that before. However, it'll take for the lander to reach the moon 45 months, as was mentioned. And during that time, there is a possibility for someone else to do it, implement it. So domestically, there is virtually no possibility for someone else to do it during that time. However, globally, we will see how it goes. There may be someone else who does that before us. So even if someone reaches the moon before you, that will be an American company. So I understand that the international transaction like this will be the first of its kind. Is that correct? I believe so. Thank you very much. There is one question online, posted online. I'd like to introduce Jet Host, Space News, and Kenneth Cheng from New York Times have asked us questions. So let me introduce those. This time, why has ispace is ispace sharing rideshare with Firefly? Thank you for your question. For mission 1 and mission 2, we have developed a very compact lander. One purpose of that is to reduce the cost of the overall mission. To that end, for mission 1 and mission 2, we're seeking possibility of rideshare. The lander structure will allow for that. With mission 1, which was very important to us, the result, or we decided to go along. But for mission 2, we wanted to reduce costs even further. So we just decided to do the rideshare with Firefly Aerospace. We're going to do the rideshare. And SpaceX is the one who decided to make that happen. It was not us to decide to rideshare with Firefly, but that will be a very symbolic launch where 2 private companies will share a ride. If there are any additional questions regarding this point, please contact our public relations team via email. There's another question online. Freelance, Mr. Otsuka is asking regarding lunar flyby. The reapproaching distance, how much would that be? And is there any special mission at the time, such as capturing photo images? As for the reapproaching distance, we cannot disclose at this moment. However, we are required to invest our resources as much as possible to make it happen. So we are going to leverage the experience of mission 1 to be able to do so. As for a special mission, if there is any chance to take photos, not just during the flyby, we would like to do so. We'd like to take that opportunity. So as soon as we find out the details, we hope to share with you such information as much as possible. Thank you very much. Thank you. Are there any other questions online? If so, please contact our public relations via email. Are there any other questions from the venue? Mr. Fuji from SpaceX, I would like to ask you regarding the SpaceX launch, who is monopolizing the launching campaign. And SpaceX, you said, has decided the rideshare this time, but this does not just apply to you, but globally, there's any space for the companies, launching companies, to have a say in a situation like this. Allow me to answer that. And the space business, looking at the space business currently, the Western world's launch situation, SpaceX is launching most of the rockets, the landers. That is the current situation. And as far as we're concerned, we trust their capability of launch. And we believe their cost is also reasonable. So we're hoping to leverage that as much as possible into the future as well. But on the other hand, Ariane 6 in Europe and H3 in Japan, there are opportunities for launch in other places as well. So we'd like to also look into those as well. SpaceX, we have had many good communications with them, and not just the cost, but technically. And also their speed of communication with us, and speed of their consideration to our requests. It's been quite good as well. So we would like to keep doing business with them. As for Firefly, as for this launch, we have discussed with SpaceX regarding the rideshare with them. Okay, as for another point, this event happened quite early, 9 a.m. Japan time. Did you consider the time difference globally? I'm not sure if I'm in the right position to answer that, but we surely considered the time difference globally, but we wanted to hold this event in the morning. Thank you for taking the time out of your such busy morning schedule. The one sitting all the way at the back. For that, from Toyo Keizai newspapers. I have a question for Hakamada-san. The launch date is approaching. I would like to ask you regarding intuitive machines. They had a partial success in 2024. ispace must be taking that very seriously. And the success of landing, a lunar landing, what kind of significance would that have for you based on what other your competitors are doing? Could you please answer that? Thank you for your question. As you mentioned, intuitive machines last year succeeded in landing on the lunar surface, the first private attempt and success. That was wonderful. And because of this, it was demonstrated that the many different people, even private sector, can achieve something like this. On the other hand, though, that was just a partial landing because the lander fell over after that. So it was not a complete success. So as far as we are concerned, we would like to make sure that our lander will land on the moon completely and successfully. And for mission 2, we're taking our rover as well. So with the rover, we're going to also conduct a lunar exploration. That will also have a huge significance. With mission 1 and mission 2, as has been mentioned, that is a demonstration of technological development as well as business operations and all the milestones and all the ventures. We're hoping or aiming for achieving those. Of course, however, this is a space mission and there are many different cases where non-nominal issues might occur. And we have established milestones and what we can learn and we can experience at each milestone, we have also planned thoroughly. So we will gain all those. And for mission 3, which is developed for the NASA mission, and also in Japan, we are aiming for mission 6 using series 3. SBIR, METI's program is supporting that mission as well. So we are committed to making a good feedback based on our all of the experience. Thank you very much. There is another question on site and another online as well. The one sitting all the way toward the back on the front row, Sasaki. So ride share with Firefly. I understand this is not a competition. However, the lander of Firefly, when will that land on the moon? Which one will reach the moon first? If you know, please answer that. Hello, me. As for the landing timing of Firefly, I'm sure they had posted on the website, which says it'll be March. In our case, we will utilize the low energy transfer. It'll take more time, but Firefly will apply more direct transfer, so they'll reach first. I'm not in the know, I apologize first, but if you succeed in lunar landing as a private sector, you will be the third if the Firefly also succeeds in landing on the moon. Allow me to answer that. As the report goes, the Firefly will be launched at the same time as us, and around in March, they are scheduled to land on the moon. That is what has been reported in the media. And another assumption is that what has been disclosed in the media, intuitive machines will also launch at the onset of this year. And considering their mission one, I don't think they are going to utilize the low energy orbit. So probably quite shortly, they will also land on the moon. So Firefly, Airspace, and Intuitive Machines will probably land on the moon before us. There is a possibility like that. Thank you. As for the Regulus transaction, back in September, it was mentioned, according to Luxembourg's legal situation or law, the things will be taken care of. But this time, you are going to adopt the Japanese space law. Yes, allow me to answer that as well. Yesterday, we actually made an announcement regarding this point. Luxembourg Resource Act has allowed us or gave us a permit for the resource transaction. The scoop on the rover will collect regolith, and part of that, the ownership of that will be transferred to NASA. That is the plan. That will be the transaction between ispace Europe and NASA. And today, we mentioned the Japanese law regarding the resource transaction. What we were trying to do in mission one shall be carried over to mission two. We have agreed upon that with everyone. And last December, we also gained a permit for that as well. Thank you very much. Now, due to time constraints, I will conclude with the next question from online participants. JST Science Portal, Mr. Kusashita is asking a question from Mr. Hakamada. According to your talk, compared to past media briefings, the failure of mission one, the word failure is being used more this time. I do not think your philosophy has changed. Could you please explain how you think about failure, how you view failure, Hakamada-san? The expression of failure is according to the context, I believe. What is more important is how to take, how to accept, how to receive, how to view the failure or what has happened in a negative way. With mission one, we could not achieve our goal. I think that is the expression we used to use, but this time it is true that we are using the word failure more often than before. And as we have mentioned, we have launched a promotion domestically regarding the welcoming and celebrating failure. So how to view failure? The word failure or shippai in Japanese has a negative connotation, quite a negative connotation. But we would like to change that. That is our hope, strong hope. So in order to make the contract stronger, we purposefully use the word failure or shippai in Japanese. And the former mission, it is true that we could not reach our goal, but now we have good mindset to make it happen this time. And to achieve that end, we are doing our best. That is most important. And as a company, we would like to make sure that we establish an environment where team can do whatever is required of them, no matter what happens, without fearing failure, rather. I apologize. I made a mistake regarding the questioner's name. That was Mr. Kusaka, rather. Now we have reached the end of our time, so we will now conclude the Q&A session. Thank you all very much for your cooperation today.